Hi, dear language learners. Today I want to bring you two psychology hacks that you can use whenever you trap into that frequent error that we all have. I had this a lot over the past 40 years of language study. For those of you who are new here, I have actually now acquired fluency in 4 languages and I'm studying my 5th language, Italian, at the moment. And I want to share on this channel these things that depend on mindset that actually you can use in everyday life to stop yourself from self-sabotaging. And I speak from experience because especially with learning English, that was a huge, there were huge lessons of how I self-sabotaged the whole let's say speed I did not have to get to fluency. So with English, it took me 10 years. With French, it took me only 3 years. With Spanish, it took me only 2 years. And currently, I'm on a challenge to do the same for Italian. So the psychology hacks that I'm going to share are especially for those of you who are stuck in an intermediate it's called intermediate plateau, where you have studied already the language that you're learning for several years. You know a lot of vocabulary, but you don't seem to be able to speak and to put together sentences. And they are actually common phenomena, and you can use social psychology to combat that. So bear with me for the next 10 minutes. This needs to end. I'm Dr. Alex. I'm a social psychologist and I share the fundamental laws of social psychology to help you finally speak with unshakable confidence. And this self-sabotaging trap that we all experienced at least once in our language learning journey is the following. And I'm telling you today, we will stop that completely. It's the following. It's this, you want to test your language, you're full of motivation, you start to speak, and then you realize, oh no, I can't remember that word. How is it said? And then you stop in the middle of your sentence and you say, oh no, I'm so sorry, I can't. Let's switch back to English. This is the number one thing I did in my experience of studying languages, and it's not a sign of humility, it's a sign of self-sabotage. You need to then ask the other person for help. And let me give you 2 hacks, first of all, for not feeling embarrassed in that situation. Because then what usually happens is an emotion kicks in and you will feel, oh my God, I just embarrassed myself. I can't speak that well after all, and your self-confidence goes down. What you need to do in that situation, number 1, is tell yourself, I am actually already very advanced because I'm intermediate level. I just can't say that one word, so it doesn't matter. And number 2 is actually tell yourself that if you're not speaking now, it won't happen ever. So you need to grab the moment. This is actually your chance to become confident in the new language. And actually, you need to ask the other person for help. The asking, that is the first step to your confidence. So what you say is one of these sentences. You say, number 1, an example, can we actually speak? Can we continue to speak? I just don't know what this word means. Can you tell me what this word means in your language? Or can you help me? I want to get to the next level. I'm actually practicing your language. Can you help me and correct me? Or can you tell me how this is said in your language? And you kind of introduce a completely different frame to the situation, because what you're doing is you're inviting the other person in to help you out. And the act of asking for help, that will actually, first of all, have a psychological effect on the other person. The person will actually like you more because you basically show that you trust them. And this trust makes them feel, oh, they want me to help them. Yes, of course I will. And that will create a bond between you. So what you will get from that situation is not only you will practice your next language, you will also create a bond with the person. And I mean, what could be better than that? This is all what our social interaction, what language learning is about, creating great new bonds with people who speak a different language to ours. It also, and I've said that in some of my previous videos, it invites you to leave your current thinking patterns, and your current thinking patterns, they are great, but they are just one way of thinking. As soon as you invite the other person in to help you out, you will enter into their world of thinking. And if you're open to that, I mean, experience that magic. It means you open up, you have then created the open door to enter into a new culture. And this is actually not embarrassing, it's enriching. So, what you need to do in your mindset, do these two switches. First of all, to completely say it's not embarrassing at all. It's showing humility in the learning process, and it's showing that you can actually resist that self-sabotage of telling yourself, "I can't do it." Don't do that. You know, the most successful people, they actually succeed because they tell themselves consistently, yes, I can do it. I will do it. I see myself already doing it. And if you've watched my videos on the intention and the creating the future memories, success in anything that you're learning comes from creating those future memories in terms of you're seeing yourself already in that state of speaking fluently. So use the next situation that you are with somebody who speaks fluently to say to yourself these two sentences. Yes, I can do it. This is not embarrassing. And then tell yourself, okay, let's invite the other person in. Let's do this together. And then say that sentence. Can you please help me? I'm a bit stuck now. I'm learning the language. I just don't know that word. How is that said in your language? And these sentences actually to know to say, how is that said in your language? That is a sentence, a key sentence that you always need to have ready when you're engaging with people in the new language. And that will help you so much. So just as a final example out of my own practice, what I always have ready are three sentences. The first is, can we talk in your language? Second is, can you help me a bit with that? Because I'm kind of intermediate level. And the third one is, could you please correct me if something comes up that sounds weird? Because I'm still learning and my aim is to get there in 2 years, for example. And tell me in the comments, as always, I invite you to share your experience with that. What are your sentences that you use to kind of master these situations where you feel you can do it, but almost? You need to have another step to get there, and then you invite the other person in. So drop a comment, leave me your experiences, and let's basically share our experience of language learning because, I mean, the previous comments I got, they're so wonderful because they share this joy of language learning. And if you experience that too, please join my channel. This is all what YouTube is about, to share experiences across boundaries, across countries, across the world. So thanks for joining today and see you in the next video.